I will go and I will say this is my starting. So you see the previous part has been removed, right? This becomes my, sorry, this becomes my new starting point. This becomes my new starting point, and I can take it to the ending part of it where I want to stop, let's say, and I will do trim end. So consider it as the ending part of it. Okay. And if you do that, and let me play that once again. So आप देखेंगे starting यहाँ से हो गई, and it will end जहाँ पे आपको end करना है, and it will go till there. So I hope it is clear. Now you can save it easily, और फिर आप इसको जो है export project, see that export project, and 24, the same thing. Everything is done. Export project. Finally, continue. Yes. Okay, save. So it will do some processing, basic processing on our video to trim that part completely. Maybe you see the bar here. Okay? Video is being converted. We have to wait from here. इसमें बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस और भी हैं, मानिए आप यहाँ पे कोई लोगो लगाना चाहते हैं, सो यू कैन जस्ट फिक्स अ लोगो दैट विल अपीयर ऑल द टाइम इन योर वीडियो. कोई मैसेज है नीचे या साइड में फुटर है जो आप हमेशा शो करना चाहते हैं, दिस काइंड ऑफ एडिटिंग यू कैन डू वेरी कन्वीनियंटली. शो इन फोल्डर. और अब आप जब ये वाली स्लाइड देखेंगे, सो दिस वाज आवर ओरिजिनल. सो लेट मी प्ले दैट वंस अगेन. जो ऐसे स्टार्ट होती है, फिर यहाँ तक आती है वो, और फिर लास्ट में भी आपकी एंडिंग होती है. सो दैट वाज आवर ओरिजिनल वीडियो. बट इफ यू लुक एट दिस न्यू वीडियो, इट हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर. And it will add at this. Okay. I want to show you. So I hope this part is clear to all of you. देखिए tools हैं, tools में जब तक आप you do not spend time, it is difficult to make sense of that. But those who are interested in making their own videos for whatever reason, YouTube or so on, or maybe want to share something with your student, then the combination of both of OBS for recording and then this editor for editing or basic trimming and adjusting the tone, and there are many things you can do, but at least doing the basic stuff, you can use these tools, right? So now let's move to another. Some of the tools are covered in the last meeting. Here also cover something more. We discuss all these concepts, the last interaction, where we discuss what is AI, some achievement we saw, and we discussed these tools, right? AI-based tools like Quillbot was one of them. So if you remember, using Quillbot, you can change the formatting of the sentences, which we call paraphrasing. You can check the grammar of the sentences. You can also check whether the text generated is AI based, it's AI generated or not. And these are some basic features. And for more upgraded features, you have to pay or take the subscription of this tool. We also discussed Canva as another tool, if you remember. So if you want to create some nice posters and brochures and cards, invitations, in that case, you can use it. And we discuss some others also, class point AI as well. So today, tool-wise, let's start with slides AI.io. So one of the common things that we have to do is we have to create visually appealing, engaging presentations on different topics. And this is the way of teaching today. So presentations help us a lot. In fact, if you want to put some difficult diagram, it takes time to draw such a diagram, but if you are using presentations, it is much easier to explain that. So slides we make all the time, and it is a time-taking process to create good slides. So slides AI.io is one website. What it does is it does two things. You can give your text, and it will generate the presentation around that topic. So let's say your topic is photosynthesis. Prakash translation with some content. So just you mention that and it will create the whole presentation for that along with images and all. Or you can upload your own text or copy paste your own text and ask it to generate presentation slides based on the text that you have. Okay? And the good thing is it comes as an extension to both Google Slides, like we have Google Docs, like we have Google Sheets, as an Excel. Similarly, we also have Google Slides as an alternative to presentations, creating presentation on MS PowerPoint. तो उसी तरीके से आप वहाँ भी स्लाइड बना सकते हैं और वहाँ पे आप slides AI.io को as an extension add कर सकते हैं and it will create the slides for you. The downside is I have created one slide using slides AI.io. I will show that to you, but one common drawback is that it's not completely freely available. You can generate, I think, one presentation per month, means overall 12 presentations in a year using the free plan of slides AI.io. But if you want to get more presentation on a frequent basis, then you have to take the paid version of that. But at least how we can do that, let's see that. So you can do that in both. You can do that in MS PowerPoint as well as you can do that in this Google Slides. Okay, so let me open my Google Slides. This is my account. Slides is there, if you can see it. Right? Slides. It is very much like Google Docs. जैसे Google Docs पे आप documents बनाते हैं, जैसे Google Sheets पे आप Excel sheets बनाते हैं. Similarly, you can create presentations on Google Slides. Okay. So let's say if I'm using this presentation, and you see this extensions here, right? Extensions. So when you click on extensions, then you'll see that slides AI.io. Okay. And with the help of that, you can generate new slides. So let's say I want to generate new slides about something. So it will ask me for certain things. First of all, what is your topic? So let's say my topic is something climate change. Just the topic, bullet point, and full draft and source material. So, upgrade. Presentation type. What kind of presentation you want to create? Should it be for business, some managerial related, where you want to present the business idea, could be an educational lecture, healthcare briefing, and so on, depending upon your need. That's it. It should be an educational lecture. And in this area, you can mention your text maybe about the climate change that you already have. You can just copy paste it. Okay? Or you can give it additional instruction to the AI slides, AI basically, that I want the tone like this, I do not want images, I want this, I want that. So all these things you can mention very easily. Then audience, for which type of audience you want to create a presentation. So maybe I'm saying, okay, let's keep it for high school students. What should be the tone of the voice, same as text, authoritative, explanatory, and so on. So let's say I'm saying enthusiastic. Language, what is the language? There are many languages available. So keep it simple, English. Okay. I'm saying this. And then, oh, so as I told you that there is a limitation to it, slidesai.io, that per month you can create only one
और पढ़ाना शुरू हो
presentation.
जाएगा तो
अच्छा कल कॉलेज जाना है
न, कल परसों 2 दिन नहीं जाएंगे ना 30 तक 30 के बाद जाना जरूरी है 31 ज्वाइन करेंगे कॉलेज
Uh,
तो कल अगर हम चले जाते हैं सुबह
मुजाहिदुल इस्लाम साहब, मुजाहिदुल इस्लाम साहब, आपका माइक ऑन है?
सारा नहीं लिखो
माइक को म्यूट कीजिए।
I don't get no issues. This I have to solve that I can online.
माइक का है
तो चढ़ रहा
So it is currently telling me that you have to upgrade, means you have to pay more to go further. I am not having access to the continue button.
डॉक्टर
The
शबनम
reason being, okay, so let me. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So yeah, so as I told you that you can use only one presentation at a time on free plan in per month. I think year wise you can create over total 12 presentations, but the idea is you just select these options, you give your details. Next time you will give some context and select the coloring and different options that it gives you the design. And once you will click on that, it will generate the whole presentation on the topic climate change. If you have mentioned your text, which will come in context primarily, where you can upload or copy paste the text related to your understanding of climate change, or you are already teaching and you have something in the PDF file or Word file, so you can mention that it's here. And by the end, when you will click on that, it will create the presentation for you. So this is slides here. By the way, the presentations generated are decent, and you can use them as the first draft, and then you can further upgrade them, or you can give them further instructions. Okay. So I think I generated it maybe 1 week before, so I might already have that somewhere. I'll show it to you what kind of presentation. Not sure. Sorry, title. So I forgot where I have generated the presentation, but the idea is, I mean, you can generate using slides AI. The downside is you have to pay for it. And the generated these presentations are decent. You can use them. So let's move to the major tools. I mean, very interesting, but at the same time, we should use them carefully. They are called large language models, and famous of them are ChatGPT, Gemini, but there are many others like Perplexity is one of the tools, Claude is one of the tools, Llama is one of the tools, large language model, and they are very versatile tools, right? So I mean, they can do lots of things in one, and I hope all of you must have used them at some point of time. So in today's scenario, it's kind of a must-have for all the teachers and students for many things. So either you want to fetch some information, or you want to generate some application, or you want to create some project, maybe some kind of report. These tools might help you to create the very first draft of that. And yes, you have to use your knowledge, use your intellect, your experience, and to upgrade it further to give it the final shape. So I would not recommend that you use them just to create something and directly use it. And there are reasons for that we'll discuss. But to create a first draft of something, they are very helpful and powerful tool. And to gain the basic knowledge of different complex topics also. I mean, people or students rely them a lot on these research tools. So can I ask how many of you have used them?
So we use here.
Okay, you use them for which purpose? Can I ask? Primarily for which purpose you use it? Okay, is there anybody who has not used these tools so far?
Yes, sir, मैंने नहीं use किया.
अच्छा, आपने नहीं use किया.
सर मैंने भी नहीं कर रखे हैं.
Okay, but you must have heard about them, right?
Yes, sir.
All of you? Okay. So let's see what can we do with these tools, because it is very difficult to say what we cannot do with these tools. Okay. Let's have it. So this is my GUI of ChatGPT. By the way, when you will open it, it's like a regular website. You have to create an account, do the login, and so on. So let's see what we can do here. I asked it a lot of things regarding different activities, but let's go it one by one. So this is the new chat. New chat means you want to ask or give it instruction to do something. Okay, let's say that I want to write a farewell speech for my colleague who is retiring, as I gave you the example in Canva, and you have to create a draft. So it's a very, and these kind of reports and basic documents and applications we have to create almost every day on regular basis. Leave application for something else, or some kind of project, some kind of report. And this is a very standard format, but more often than not, we write 2 sentences and we are just done with the basic content of our application. 2 लाइनें लिख के 3 लाइनें लिख के we are, हमें लगता भी है कि we should use more text into it. हमें और थोड़ा सा reasonable होना चाहिए उसके बारे में, but it's a boring thing. Let's be honest, right? So if I ask ChatGPT or Gemini for that matter, we will see some example on Gemini. So what is the difference between these two? Both of them use the same technology, but they have been created by different companies. ChatGPT is owned by a company called OpenAI, and Gemini is another tool that I have mentioned multiple times now. It is developed by Google. Okay. So let's say I ask it, my friend, in the college. You can also mention college name, say Aligarh College, for example. Aligarh College. On
Azizur Rahman sahab,
30th July 2025. My friend in the college named Aligarh College. Okay, let's make it a specific name. Aligarh College, retiring. Write me a farewell speech. My friend का नाम भी लिख देते हैं. My friend, let's say some common name, Anup Kumar Saab, in the college, named the college, retiring. Write me a farewell speech. Speech for him. And you can give additional instructions also, what kind of speech exactly you are looking for. So you can say it should be short, maybe contains poetic, if my spelling is correct, poetic verses, and emotional, maybe image. I mean, whatever you have in your mind, you can mention it. Let's see what it will be. So suddenly there is a short, emotional, touching farewell speech for your friend Anup Kumar. with poetic vein. So if you look at this speech, you will find that it is very natural and it seems like a good speech. So good afternoon, everyone. Today we gather not just to mark an ending, but to honor a journey filled with dedication, wisdom, and quiet strength. As our dear friend and colleague Alok Kumar bids farewell to Aligarh College. So see that it has rightly picked the name as well as college. I gave it instruction that it should be emotional. So there is dedication, wisdom, these kind of words. I asked it to add some poetic verses. So it has added. How good the poetic verses are, it is something else. But you see that the poetic verses are there and they are relevant. So they are not just any poetic verses. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसमें कोई भी poetic verses डाल दिए हैं. यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे कि वो फेयरवेल की टोन में है. जैसे इसको अगर हम देखते हैं कि the bell may no longer summon you at 9. मतलब आप 9 बजे आप बेल जब बजेगी तो आप नहीं होंगे. But the echo of your words will forever shine. Okay, this you can see that it has done a decent job in creating this speech. And you can give it further instruction. You can say, I didn't like the speech. Can you elaborate on here and there? और इसे कर सकते हैं, उसे कर सकते हैं. तो ये आप देख सकते हैं कि it has done a remarkable job in doing that. Maybe you can say, oh, maybe I'm not interested in these Hindi poems or Hindi, maybe overall speech. You say no. You can say no. I mean, you can think of this like this. There is somebody sitting on the opposite side of it, and maybe a person, you can think of it like that, and you are just asking it and negotiating it on every point. So आप कह सकते हैं जैसे आप normal language में बोलेंगे no, I want speech in Hindi
with Urdu ashar.
with Urdu ashar. ये आपने एकदम सही बात बताई. उर्दू शेर, पता नहीं इसको क्या कहते हैं, शेर से लिख देता हूँ. देखते हैं क्या. बिल्कुल नीचे एक संवेदनात्मक और भावपूर्ण विदाई भाषा प्रसन्न है जिसमें एक उर्दू शेर भी शामिल है. आलोक कुमार जी के सम्मान में विदाई भाषण तारीखे. आदरणीय प्रधानाचार्य महोदय, सभी शिक्षकगण और मेरे प्रिय साथियों, आज हम यहाँ ऐसे साक्षी हैं जो दिल को छू लेने वाला है. हमारे स्नेही सहयोगी आलोक कुमार जी की सेवानिवृत्ति का दिन. कदम कदम पे आपने रोशनी बांटी है, तालीम के इस सफर को जिंदगी से जोड़ दिया. हाउ गुड इज द शेयर. आई मीन दिस इज समथिंग एल्स. आई डिडंट लाइक इट. बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, बट share is still there, and you see that it understands multiple languages. Okay? It understands multiple languages. So you can mention something in Hindi, you can mention something in okay? Even let me show you one more functionality. तो ये ऐसा नहीं है language के मामले में मैं कह रहा हूँ. Is there anybody who knows a language other than Hindi and English, so we can generate something in that? I have started, by the way, new chat. मैंने एक नया window start कर दिया. And your previous chat, farewell speech for Alok, is still there. आप उस पर क्लिक कर सकते हैं, आप उसमें different चीजें फिर से जाकर देख भी सकते हैं. जैसे कि मैं आपको एक और दिखाता हूँ. It does not even understand Hindi and English. It understands something which means in Hindi but written in English. जैसे rather than writing how are you or something like that, मैं इससे कहता हूँ कि आप कैसे. Okay? So it is not about English only, it's not about Hindi only, it's a transliteration, combination of both. Hindi sentence written in English. आप कैसे. Let's see the response. से मैं ठीक हूँ, शुक्रिया. आप कैसे. क्या मैं आपकी किसी मदद में सहायता कर सकता हूँ. Once again, following the same pattern, the same flow. Right? All right. Should we proceed further? Let's see something else that we can do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's proceed further and ask more about teaching and learning. So
Sir, are there any typical keywords for searching the particular script?
I didn't get it. आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं समझ नहीं आया।
ऐसे कुछ वर्ड्स है क्या सर पर्टिकुलर कि जिसकी वजह से हमको प्रॉपर प्रॉम्प्ट दे सके हम उसमें कुछ ऐसे कमेंट्स है क्या?
देखिए जितना आपका डिटेल्ड कमेंट होगा, ठीक है, जितना आप हर चीज को ठीक से उसको बताएंगे कि मुझे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेंथी डिस्क्रिप्शन चाहिए और शॉर्टर डिस्क्रिप्शन चाहिए, फोकस इस पे ज्यादा करना है या उस पे ज्यादा करना है, जितना आप डिटेल्ड, आई मीन जस्ट थिंक इट लाइक योर स्टूडेंट और रिसर्च स्कॉलर और योर कलीग इवन, द मोर द थिंग्स यू एक्सप्लेन to him or her, the better the result you can expect. जितना आप शॉर्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन देंगे उतना ही शॉर्ट तरीके का आंसर अक्सर मिलता है ना? तो प्रॉम्प्टिंग इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट है।
वो समझ रहे हैं सर, लेकिन कुछ खास कीवर्ड्स है क्या ये पूछना चाह रहे थे सर्च करने
खास
के लिए?
नहीं, इसमें सर्चिंग नहीं है।
नहीं सर्च नहीं, जैसे प्रॉम्प्ट देने के लिए हम कुछ कीवर्ड्स यूज करते हैं ना, जैसे आपने लिखा राइट, यानी जैसे आपने फेयरवेल स्पीच लिखा है,
ठीक है,
तो जैसे हम टेक्निकल कोई अगर से हमको मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट ढूंढना है या हमको
बताइए जैसे बताइए आप मुझे।
रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर,
रिव्यू ऑफ लिटरेचर, वेरी नाइस। गिव मी, सो आई एम आस्किंग इट, गिव मी a review literature of, literature of, आप कोई टॉपिक बताएंगे?
डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन इन मैथमेटिक्स।
Differential equations on mathematics। ठीक है, अब देखिए इसमें दो चीजें हैं। मैं एक, जब आप इसमें सिर्फ इतना लिखेंगे इट विल गिव सम आंसर, दैट इज राइट, बट फॉर research related or technical literature related things, I would recommend आप इसमें एक दूसरी चीज इस्तेमाल करें। वो मतलब prompt will remain same, आप यहाँ पे tools दिख रहा है, you can see tools, यहाँ पे डीप रिसर्च का ऑप्शन इन्होंने दिया हुआ। डीप रिसर्च का मतलब just do not give me some basic information, it can give you some basic information, but it is saying no, go deep into the literature and find me the relevant, literature, research related, academic literature related to whatever prompt you have mentioned. Okay? So let me use it. It takes time, but it's important that you see that. So I have added that. Yeah, no, I'm not just looking for some simple definition. Give me some very detailed explanation of things. I go it like this. To create a meaningful literature, okay, it is asked clarifying a few things. First of all, it is saying, are you interested in a specific type of differential equation? Ordinary, partial, stochastic? What is the purpose of your review? Is it academic background or you want to prepare thesis, or आपको बस general understanding के लिए चाहिए? Do you want a historical overview, recent development, या दोनों चाहिए? Should the review focus on theory, application, or computation methods? Do you prefer a time frame or range of years for the literature? So for your better improved results of your query, it is asking you these questions. So let me answer these questions. So I'm saying
जस्ट अ मिनट सर।
जी
सर ये जो टूल्स आपने यूज किया, ये सब्सक्राइब्ड है?
जी, ये सब्सक्राइब, that's right.
अच्छा, ये क्या फी होती है सर, कैसे लिया जाता है इसको?
ओके, तो मैं इसको बता देता हूँ। रिसर्च में मुझे अक्सर इसका इस्तेमाल करना पड़ता है। आई हैव टेकन अ पेड सब्सक्रिप्शन ऑफ दिस टूल। इट्स रफली इंडियन करेंसी में 2000 का पड़ता है एक महीने का। ठीक है, because we do research a lot of और हमें paraphrasing and this and that वो करते रहना पड़ता है। तो yeah, we use it। ठीक है, फ्री में ही अवेलेबल है, but you will get the basic literature review of differential equations to get a more in-depth, supported by references, right? Supported by references।
पेड वर्जन चैट जीपीटी वाला अच्छा है, जेमिनी वाला अच्छा है, या फिर ग्रॉक वगैरह, ये कौन सा अच्छा रहेगा?
देखिए मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस तो ये है कि चैट जीपीटी is the best if you combine all of the functionalities for the research purpose। Google का भी Gemini is not bad, okay? But they are more focusing on applications के ऑडियो को कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है, One of the example, let's say I will try to give you that there is a tool called Google Notebook LM. Notebook LM. So what it does is, जो PDFs होती हैं या research paper होते हैं, they are very technical and they are very lengthy. So what it does is it summarizes that research paper. Let's say you want to give a quick summary of some complex research paper or rather long and lengthy research paper to your students. So you want a good summary of that paper, and Notebook LM also converts that into audio कि आप उसको सुन भी सकते हैं, because reading something which is lengthy, which is long, is sometimes boring, as well as moving from line to line is not very convenient. You have to look at the screen also, right? तो वो क्या करता है, उसको ऑडियो में भी कन्वर्ट कर देता है. You can search it. I have used it sometimes. It is called Notebook LM. So Google is more about creating the applications. ChatGPT or OpenAI, this company, they are going into the depths of this literature and how to improve them to a very complex level. So I mean, I personally prefer GPT or OpenAI tools, but yeah, people use Gemini also. Okay, so let me give you a quick glimpse of what it can do so that you can appreciate it. You have to answer these questions. So I'm saying, okay, I'm more interested in ordinary differential equations. I answered the first one. For the second one, I'm saying I'm doing it for an academic paper, let's say academic paper. You can give, by the way, detailed analysis of each question also. You can write it in detail. I'm saying, no, I'm interested in both historical overview as well as recent development. 4. Should the review focus more on theory, application, or computational methods? I'm saying, for example, let's say applications. And the last one is, do you have a preferred time frame? So I'm saying yes, last 5 years only. Last 5 years.
सर ये जो चैट जीपीटी से सर हम जो है माइंड मैप पे कैसे जाएंगे सर, थोड़ा एक बार बता दें तो अच्छा रहे सर.
किस पे कैसे जाएंगे?
चैट जीपीटी से माइंड मैप पे कैसे जाएं सर?
नहीं, माइंड मैप क्या समझा नहीं. माइंड मैप
सर एक ऐप बताया गया था सर वो ऑनलाइन टीचिंग में कि वो मैप बन के आ जाता है सर, उस पे चैट जीपीटी से हम उस पे जाते हैं.
फ्लो चार्ट आता है ना, माइंड फ्लो चार्ट, वो वाला बता रहे हो?
I'm not sure about them. Frank, मैंने कभी उसको इस्तेमाल नहीं किया, so
कोई बात नहीं सर.
ओके. देखिए, एक चीज आप समझ ही रहे होंगे और जान भी सकते हैं कि टूल्स बहुत सारे हैं, और मेरा एक रिकमेंडेशन ये है कि हर चीज के लिए आप एक आध टूल को करें और उसकी डेप्थ में जाए, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर वीडियो एडिटिंग का आपको काम है, सो जस्ट लर्न OBS. देयर आर मल्टीपल अदर टूल्स आल्सो, but know everything about OBS. The same I do for these large language models. I know about Gemini, how to use them, what other different features are there. I know about ChatGPT. There are others also. I have just restricted myself to a few tools, or most other time spent on that. It takes time starting research. The basic reason is, since we are doing the deep research, तो ये क्या कर रहा है, जो academic databases हैं उनको ये सर्च करने की, मैप करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. इसलिए यूजुअली इस टाइप का जब आप देखेंगे तो वो उसमें थोड़ा टाइम लेता है, 5 to 10 minutes even sometimes. ओके, तो इसे आप ये सोर्सेज भी देख सकते हैं, ये किन को रीड कर रहा है. सी दैट ये सोर्सेज, इफ आई क्लिक ऑन दैट,
चलो बंद करो.
सो इट हैज ऑल दीज सोर्सेज.
आज कितना झेलाओगे? सुबह 9 बजे से आज 4 बज गए लगातार.
So Wikipedia is there. This another article is there. There are multiple articles. It is reviewing all of them, and then it will generate a research for you. So इसको हम देखेंगे. We will come back to it. ये कैसा रिजल्ट देता है? It takes time. 5 sources. It has added one paper from Nature also.
ये सब प्लेगरिज्म में सब आएगा क्या सर? ये क्या नहीं आता है क्या?
नहीं, ये जो generate करेगा, it will not come in plagiarism, but it is referencing from these sources. क्योंकि देखिए, कोई भी जब रिसर्च आर्टिकल आप बनाते हैं, कुछ करते हैं, तो उसके लिए प्रॉपर रेफरेंसिंग देना जरूरी होता है, राइट? So that's why it is maintaining the references, but the content that it will generate in the end is not I mean, it will not fall into the category of plagiarism. आप उसका check भी कर सकते हैं, plagiarism बहुत कम आए. But my suggestion would be that do not directly use that text. Yeah, use your expertise to refine it, to improve it, to make it better, and then use it further. But at least to create the structure and give you the basic information about that topic is something very remarkable. और
सर मेरा भी एक क्वेश्चन था
जी जी बताएं.
सर, ये पूछना था कि फॉर एग्जांपल हम कोई पेपर लिख रहे हैं और हमने एक पैराग्राफ को कहीं कहीं से लाइन लेके एक फ्लो बना लिया,
ठीक है.
ठीक है. अब उस फ्लो को हमने सेंटेंस चेंज नहीं किया, लेकिन हमने हाँ अच्छा फ्लो बना लिया. फिर उसको क्या हम चैट जीपीटी में डालकर सर रीफ्रेश करके वापस से अगर हम अपने पेपर में डालेंगे एज इट इज सेंटेंस, तो क्या वो एआई डिटेक्टेड होगा?
मैम एआई डिटेक्टेड में वो आना चाहिए. मेरा जो अपना पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है मैम, एआई डिटेक्टर्स काम ऐसे करते हैं कि वो आपके जो टेक्स्ट है उसका राइटिंग पैटर्न एनालाइज करते हैं, है ना.
जी.
तो अगर वो राइटिंग पैटर्न किसी एआई टूल्स के राइटिंग पैटर्न से मिलता है तो वो
जी.
उसको एआई डिटेक्शन में डाल देते हैं. ठीक.
अच्छा.
और मैंने अब स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं, कई बार असाइनमेंट में भी लेके आते हैं कॉपी एंड पेस्ट, वी ऑल नो दैट. तो अब इतना टाइम हो गया है इस पे कि हम देख के काफी हद तक बता देते हैं कि ये आपने खुद नहीं किया, यू हैव जनरेटेड, बिकॉज देयर आर सर्टेन फ्रेजेस, सर्टेन थिंग दैट इट यूजेस ऑल द टाइम. सो वो उसके पैटर्न का अंदाजा हमको भी हो गया है, पता लग जाता है कि ये they have generated from.
अच्छा सर, फिर उसे रीफ्रेश करने के बाद वापस से अपने थोड़ा बहुत अगर फिर
हाँ
से
हाँ, फिर
थोड़ा
नहीं
चेंज
आएगा,
करके
फिर नहीं
करें,
आएगा,
फिर
फिर
नहीं
नहीं
आएगा.
आएगा, फिर नहीं आएगा. जैसे मैम एक कॉमन जो चीज उसमें आती है वो फ्रेगमेंट बहुत इस्तेमाल करता है. फ्रेगमेंटेड का मतलब हो गया कि जैसे क्लाइमेट चेंज is a very big problem, comma, leading to the other problems. You see that comma and further phrasing, then comma, फिर completing the sentence. तो इस टाइप के fragments को वो जोड़ के काफी सारे वर्ड्स बनाता है. तो I mean, जो academic writing में प्रेफर किया जाता है कि fragments ना हो, you use short sentences, meaningful sentences in one book. तो उसमें थोड़ा सा ये चीज पता लग जाती है, लेकिन आपकी बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन कम से कम वो आपको प्रोवाइड. So it will take time, as you can see that with the help of deep research, so far it has identified 26 sources. और आप देख सकते हैं कि sources कहाँ से लिए गए. Science Direct is there, Archive is a freely available repository, Nature से है, JMLR, और काफी publishers MDPI research के वगैरह से ये उसको करने की कोशिश करें. Now since we are at the end, there are many other things you can do. You can create a poem. I use it to create, let's say, lab exercises, funny exercises. मैं इसके लिए भी इस्तेमाल करता हूँ कि इसमें मैं, आप यहाँ पे देख रहे होंगे प्लस साइन, I upload PPTs here और मैं उसके बेसिस पे I generate MCQs questions so that I add the PPT in my class. तो पूरी क्लास हो जाने के बाद यहाँ से जो क्वेश्चंस बन के आते हैं वो मैं स्टूडेंट से पूछता हूँ to keep them engaged. I mean, there hardly anything you cannot do with this tool. आप इसमें डेटा अपलोड कर सकते हैं, डेटा का एनालिसिस करवा सकते हैं कि मीन बताइए, मीडियम बताइए, मोड बताइए. आप उसे you can visualize that with the help of bar graph or charts or pie chart. I mean, just search on it. You can do very nice things using it. And you can generate images also by the way. So आप कह सकते हैं कि generate image of this and that, and it will generate the image. So it is taking some time. You just try it. I mean, you will find it really, really convenient. And think of this. क्योंकि अक्सर हम लोगों के दिमाग में आता है कि क्या कर सकता है, क्या नहीं कर सकता है. So think of it that very knowledgeable, intelligent person is sitting over there and you are asking him or her something and it is giving you answer. So whatever you have in your mind, you can ask, generate quiz, generate questions, generate applications, generate speeches, generate literature, even generate poems in different languages. All they generate images, even generate videos. So let me just show you quickly how you can generate video. By the way, this option is available on the paid version that I just discussed. There is this tool, Sora, as you can see here. And Sora is their tool to generate videos. Okay. So let me show you that I have generated a few videos. And generating videos here is very convenient. How we can do that? देखिए, आपको यहाँ पे डिस्क्राइब करना है, ठीक है? यहाँ पे वीडियो आपको करना है, सॉरी वीडियो. It will ask you a few questions. Duration क्या होना चाहिए वीडियो का, this and that, and you can just click on button and it will generate. Can I ask somebody to describe what kind of video they want to generate about something? Anybody? Any kind of video?
Yes, sir,
So,
on photosynthesis.
Jen, to show the process. It will take some time. Let me reduce the version. So one video, 5-second duration should be there. Aspect is video is added to the queue. Video generation, it will take some time. But let me show you my previous videos. So, Dr. Faisal Anwar with a long beard, Muslim from India, working assistant professor, generated his videos, so he has created this. On that topic, by the way, we have also mentioned that on the topic cyber security. So if you can see there, the cyber security is written here, right? Because the topic mentioned was cyber security. Apart from that, this was the Ghalib reciting his poetry. Okay, आपकी नई video inside photosynthesis. Let's see how good photosynthesis is. So it's only 5-second duration. So I don't think it's a very good as of now, but the general purpose video, or if you allow more duration, it generates very nice video. So let's look at that. A man walking with dog in a forest. That is the video it has created. And so once again, so 5-second duration. Okay. This is some professor teaching in a class. That was there's some nurse working somewhere, CEO working in the office. So this, I mean, the point I'm trying to make here is that you can do very creative stuff with these tools, the large language models. You can generate images, audios even. You can generate videos, and text generation is just a very common application for large language. All right, so I think this is also completed. Literature review, ordinary differential equations. So it has given you some introduction. Ordinary differential equations are equation involving an unknown function of some independent variable. It has given the this link also at different places. There is also another link. The archive का कोई link है, ResearchGate, historical development and foundational theories, like we write in any research paper, as you can see here, 19th century rigor, qualitativity. I'm not sure about all these terms because it's been some time that I have been studying partial differential equation. Some other differences. I mean, a mathematician can judge how good or bad they are, but yeah. So usually it gives nice draft to create a good research paper. And sometimes I have used that. Recent advantages, research strengths, and so on. And by the way, I mentioned the literature should be from 20 to 25 only, last 5 years. So it has mentioned these data-driven and neural differential equation. I'm not sure about that. I mean, somebody who asked this thing, is there a term like this, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Neural differential equations, never heard of it before. Neural ODEs. So physics informed and fractional model, I'm not sure about it. But the point is, all of that is very relevant if you will find it, and the references are also very useful, and you can directly use that for the applications, because you mentioned that you want applications, and this is a very detailed description. It's not like, I mean, if you will copy paste it, it will cover at least 8-10 pages of your research paper. And with some conclusion and all the references, you can simply download it and see it here. All the references. So these are large language models, and so it's a very long list what they can do. But I would spend some more time discussing that they have certain drawbacks also, and we should be careful. Okay, just one more example. Let's say regarding image generation, to generate image of I'm saying water cycle. Usually when you want to place any picture, it means you have to either draw it from scratch, or you have to take it from some internet source, which means you have to check its license, or you have to mention at least the reference. But using these tools, you can generate the image. And by the way, image generation is available in the free version of these tools. Either Gemini, I think it's there, yeah, Image Gen, and here also you can generate them. Image and videos, they take some time, but text generation is very fast. So somebody from basic this biology would tell how good is that? I'm not so sure. Is
Yes,
it
sir.
a decent one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And yes, it will not fall into the category of this copyright material. It's your material. And you can also mention it further. I didn't like the image. इसमें ये ठीक नहीं है. Remove that. 3 और होने चाहिए. थोड़े बड़े से बनाइए. So on and so forth. You just mention it, and hopefully, it will do a better job next time according to your. So, as somebody asked that how make the most of it, most use of it, explain it the best way you can. Add all the details, describe the things properly, tell your intentions, why you are creating or generating, whether image or text, and then we will say that the results are quite good. Okay. Now, I would like to mention some drawbacks also, because none of that is free from errors and problems. Just a quick glimpse of what can go wrong with these tools. And then I will start. By the way, the limitations and the problems, they might require a separate lecture on what are the limitations. And many people are working. It requires people from humanities, from social sciences to work on these challenges related to these issues. They are very powerful, obviously, but that's why they are very dangerous also. So people are making, you must have heard the name deep fake, I assume. So you have some random video and I can put your face on that video. It seems like you are talking. People can create very filthy images with your face on there, and it would be too late. It will be all over social media before you know that your images are circulating there. So people are using for bad purposes as well. So a word of caution, first of all, I would recommend, do not directly copy paste the information from these tools. Verify the information first before mentioning it anywhere. do not over rely, because I now we see that a student, they hardly write anything or think about themselves. They just type or ask whatever they have in their mind through these tools, and they just reply as back. Your input means a lot here, which we call prompting. Prompting means the text that you supply. It means a lot, and it has been identified that these tools are, they impose the Western centric understanding of things on people. So they have been designed by Western companies. The data that they have used is through internet, mostly controlled by Western countries. That's why these tools, they show Western centric ideas and opinions and suppress other opinions and other information in sometimes very obvious ways, but in sometimes very subtle ways. So I will just go through, because you should know these limitations and these problems. And it became very hot topic in recent times to learn about risk involved with these tools, in general AI tools, because top scientists, if you can see the names here, all of them are very famous people in the domain of computer science. In fact, Sam Altman, the last person you will see, is the CEO of OpenAI itself, and he is saying that we have to think about lots of societal risks that can generate through these AI tools. For example, I just showed you ChatGPT. I asked you, you can ask it anything. If that theory goes right, it means you can also ask it to how to create a bomb, right? You can also ask it how to create a biological weapon, something like COVID, or how to create that drugs, or what can make whatever. ये चीज कैसे बना सकते हैं, वो चीज कैसे बना सकते हैं, can I make it poison कैसे बना सकते हैं, and so on, and it will give that answer to you. So there are high risk involved here, and people are thinking in that direction. So by using these tools, we should also be careful. One of the risks, let me show you, is consistency. Consistency means it might happen that you use the same prompt but change the wording. You might find a different answer each time. So for example, first one, is violence a necessary aspect of life? The answer of the tool was no, violence must be eradicated. Fine, we said. Now, if I replace necessary, this word, with essential, which are synonymous in common conversation, we sometimes use necessary, we sometimes, in the place of that, we sometimes use essential. Here's the thing, is violence an essential part of life? All of a sudden, just with the change of this one word, it is saying, yes, violence is an inherent aspect of life. Sometimes it can also give you answer with one more synonym. Is it a vital component of life? Say, okay, as an AI language model, I cannot answer. So this is a problem of consistency, or rather inconsistency. It might be the case for similar prompts, you are getting very different results. That can happen. Right? Hallucination. Hallucination means sometimes it generates information which is not there, which was never there. So if you look at this smaller box, it says that lawyer in USA actually faces trouble after using ChatGPT for research. AI tool comes up with fake cases that never existed. Though it's an early issue, I think it took place in 2023 sometimes. Now they are improving the tool, but that kind of thing might happen. You might generate a theory related to your own topic, and you might discuss that with your students, only to know later that such a theory does not exist. Reality, there is no scientist with the name that is mentioned by the tool actually, that such a such person who teaches in some big university has come up with this theory, and it might happen, and that was not the case. That's why the first word of caution I gave you is verify the information. Let's say you are talking about some treaty when it took place, or some war, or some historical event. We are talking about that, and it has mentioned the dates and the details, right? I would rather recommend to verify, double verify the dates before directly using it or putting it some. These models are improving, but the limitations are still there, and these, I mean, previous limitations are kind of fixed, or to some degree, not completely, but the new challenges are coming in, and it happens with any technology. Last one, and I will stop at that point, that generative AI models have demonstrated remarkable capabilities in image generation, but it also shows biases or stereotypes towards certain people, and common categories are gender, race, culture, age, and so on. And the basic idea, as I told you earlier, that the data has come from Western lenses primarily, so they see things through those lenses. Let me give you one example. So if you ask GPT to generate image of a CEO, almost always it's going to be a male. But if you ask secretary, then almost always it's going to be a female. If you ask doctor, generate image of a doctor, almost always it's going to be a male. Nurse, almost always is going to be a female. So you can see there this gender discrepancy, I mean, throughout in text as well as in images. So people have identified that. And there are many other type of biases. So there are biases regarding race. So people of brown color, it shows them in certain light, and people with white skin, European people, I mean, it shows them in different light. I mean, there are entire studies on this kind of behavior. So I will not go into that detail. It might require another lecture to discuss all the limitations and how people are trying to remove them. But just to give you some idea that these problems, they do exist. And you can also, as a social scientist or working in the domain of humanities and all, you can take these challenges as your research problems and think of working in these directions. Okay? So I will stop here. It's quite late
Thank
now,
you, sir.
20 minutes, and yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank
if
you,
you
sir.
have
Thank you, sir.
any queries,
Thank you, sir.
then you can please ask.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
सर नदीम
Thank you,
सर
sir. Thank
जी
you, sir.
हेलो
मिनट है कुछ का
जी सर, प्लीज।
हेलो सर
Thank you, sir.
हाँ
Thank you.
नदीम सर ये
Thank
जो
you,
एआई
sir.
के टूल्स हम जब यूज करते हैं कोई भी
जी जी समझ।
जितने भी हाँ तो उसमें कोई सिक्योरिटी का मसला आता है सर
देखिए
जैसे डर बना सर
सिक्योरिटी,
ऐप को लेना और उसको अलाउ करना सारी चीज सिस्टम में अपने एक डर सा थोड़ा सा रहता ना सर।
देखिए अब इसमें देखिए दो तीन चीजें, ये कह पाना तो मुश्किल है
हेलो।
थोड़ा सा कि आप सिस्टम पे इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं, तो एक चीज कहलाती है बैकडोर कोड्स में, और इस तरीके के सॉफ्टवेयर में लोगों ने बनाए हैं जिसमें वो इंस्टॉल एक पर्पस के लिए करते हैं, लेकिन जो आप बैकग्राउंड में काम करते हैं वो इन्फॉर्मेशन आपकी रिकॉर्ड करते रहते हैं। तो इस टाइप के टूल्स भी हमेशा रहे हैं, है ना? तो ये कह पाना पहले से बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत बाद में जाके इस तरीके की चीजें पता देती हैं। लेकिन मैं एक ये चीज कहूंगा कि अगर कोई भी चीज आप अपलोड कर रहे हैं तो उसमें अपनी पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन जितनी कम से कम हो, खासतौर से जो क्लाउड पे है या उस पे है, उसे कम से कम रखिए। एकेडमिक इंफॉर्मेशन है, नो इश्यूज, पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन मत मेंशन करिए। अपने फोटोज, अपने बच्चों के फोटोज, फैमिली फोटोज, अवॉइड दैट। आई मीन क्योंकि देखिए
अच्छा
वो डेटा जाता है कंपनी के सर्वर पर, राइट
जी।
अब कंपनी का सर्वर तो कंपनी के पास है, ठीक है, और यानी आपकी पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन भी उनके पास है, ठीक है। तो व्हाई टेक द रिस्क? ऐसे सोशल मीडिया पे जो आप लिखते हैं या जो आप पोस्ट करते हैं वो सारी चीजें जाती है। सो एज लॉन्ग एज इट इज सर्टेन ओपिनियन, कोई आपकी बात है, आपकी कोई एकेडमिक काम है, कोई ओपिनियन है, कोई शेर है, शायरी है, कोई दैट्स फाइन। बट पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन, माय पर्सनल सजेशन वुड बी, बाय द वे मैं कोई सोशल मीडिया नहीं इस्तेमाल करता हूँ, नो फेसबुक, नो इंस्टाग्राम, राइट, बस व्हाट्सएप है क्योंकि वो ऑफिशियल ही हो गया एक तरीके से। और ऐसे इंस्टेंसेस बहुत आए हैं जिसमें बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज ने, इवन कंपनीज लाइक फेसबुक और मेटा, अपने यूजर्स की पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन, आई मीन नॉट शेयर, आई मीन they sell, so I mean they sell it actually on very high prices. तो जी इस टाइप के इंस्टेंसेस रिकॉर्ड हुए हैं, हम बेच देते हैं आपके इंफॉर्मेशन।
जी
अवॉइड करिए।
शुक्रिया सर, अवॉइड करेंगे
जी,
सर,
avoid
शुक्रिया। जी शुक्रिया सर।
थैंक यू।
सर एक चीज बता दीजिए,
जी
अगर रिसर्च पर्पस से ग्रामरली और क्वेल बोट में चूज करना हो तो बेस्ट कौन सा रहेगा? रिसर्च आर्टिकल राइटिंग के पर्पस।
जी आर्टिकल राइटिंग पर्पज से हमने ग्रामरली थोड़े दिन इस्तेमाल किया है, यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोवाइडेड है।
हाँ सर, पहले तो यूनिवर्सिटी देती थी, हम लोग AMU में थे जब उस टाइम।
जी सो
तो
ग्रामरली
जी।
मैंने इस्तेमाल किया है, तो ग्रामरली आई लाइक इट, मतलब क्योंकि मैंने क्विल बोर्ड का कभी पेड वर्जन इस्तेमाल नहीं किया है।
अच्छा।
हाँ, और ये काम मैं थोड़ा बहुत इन टूल्स से जैसे जेमिनाई है, चैट जीपीटी से भी करवा लेता हूँ
जी जी
प्रूफ करने के लिए या ये पता करने के लिए इसमें ग्रामेटिकल एरर का है, एंड इट गिव्स डिसेंट रिजल्ट्स।
अच्छा
इस चीज में तो आप उसको रिलाई कर सकते हैं।
थैंक यू।
बट एवरीथिंग इज कि मैं बस एक ही सजेशन है, इन दी एंड जो भी आप करें, जो भी जनरेट करें, वेरीफाई कर लीजिएगा बस, अपने आप तौर पे आप
जी जी
अहमद फराज साहब,
जी सर।
एक और तरीका है अपना ग्रामर चेक करने का, वो भी बड़ा आसान तरीका है। वो ये है, आप जो भी आर्टिकल लिखे हैं
जी
उसको आप गूगल डॉक्यूमेंट में ले जाइए, अपने क्लाउड में, गूगल इसमें ड्राइव में ले जाएं, तो वहां पर वो जहां आपका वर्ड गलत है या स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स हैं या कुछ और वर्ड होना चाहिए था, पास्ट टेंस, फ्यूचर टेंस, वो सब दिखाता है। उससे भी आप करेक्शंस कर सकते हैं गूगल डॉक्यूमेंट, और वो अपने आप सेव होता रहता है। जब आप करेक्शन करते हैं वहाँ सेव का बटन दबाने की जरूरत नहीं है।
अच्छा सर।
आप गूगल डॉक्यूमेंट में ले जाइए अपना आर्टिकल को, वो अपने
जी,
आप
जी।
रेड लाइन आ जाते हैं नीचे के कहाँ कहाँ गलतियां हैं,
तो वर्ड फाइल में जो रहता है वो तो रेड लाइन दिखा देता है, कहीं
और
कुछ
फिर
mistake है या
राइट क्लिक करें तो ऑप्शंस आते हैं, तो देन यू हैव टू चूज द राइट ऑप्शन। देखिए आप कितने भी मशीन्स और टूल्स बनाए AI के, अल्टीमेटली दी ह्यूमन माइंड कैन नॉट बी रिप्लेस्ड। इंसान जो है अशरफुल मखलूकात है। आप कितनी भी मशीन्स बनाए, आप एक्चुअली ये मशीन जो बनाए हैं, ये सारी जो आज के लेक्चर का जो मशीन्स का जिक्र हुआ है, AI मशीन्स का, ये एक तरह से आपके दिमाग को कॉलोनाइज बनाना है, आपसे पेमेंट लेके आपका अंग्रेजी ठीक करना है। अरे भैया आप अपने आप 10 बार पढ़िए, अपने आप आपको पता चल जाएगा। लियो टॉल्स्टॉय अपना हर पेज को 7 बार लिखते थे। लियो टॉल्स्टॉय के जमाने में ये AI टूल्स नहीं थे, बट ही बिकेम ए ग्रेट क्लासिक नॉवेलिस्ट। तो आप जितनी मेहनत करेंगे, आप कुछ लिखिए और 10 दिन के बाद अपना ही आर्टिकल पढ़ के देखिए, तो उसमें कई खामियां नजर आएंगी। यू विल डिस्कवर मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स इन योर ओन आर्टिकल, और यू शो टू योर फ्रेंड, योर फ्रेंड विल कमेंट। पीयर रिव्यू जो कहते हैं ना, पीयर रिव्यूड, वो मशीन से नहीं करते हैं, वो आदमी करता है, वो एक्सपर्ट करता है। पीयर रिव्यू इज डन नॉट बाय AI मशीन टूल्स बट बाय एन एक्सपर्ट ऑफ द डिसिप्लिन। तो ह्यूमन माइंड के जितना कम हो सके उतना यूज कीजिए AI टूल्स, वरना आप का दिमाग के सोचने की एबिलिटी खत्म हो जाएगी। यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग माई पॉइंट? दिस इज माई दिस इज माई व्यू। यू मे एग्री और यू मे नॉट एग्री।
नहीं, मैं सर एग्री हूँ इसके, मैं इसलिए बहुत कम इस्तेमाल करता हूँ, क्योंकि फिर बाद में खुद लिखना, एक लाइन लिखने के लिए मुश्किल हो जाएगी।
एग्जाम्पल आप एक बार देख सकते हैं चेक करके कि आपकी अंग्रेजी, आप कितने वीक हैं, कितने आप कितने पानी में हैं, आप कितने पानी में हैं जानने के लिए एक बार मशीन यूज करके देख लीजिए, फिर उसी तरह से मेहनत करके फिर अपने आप को इम्प्रूव कीजिए। यस प्लीज, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? फ्रेंड्स, ऑलमोस्ट हमारा टाइम खत्म पे आ रहा है, एंड सिंस मॉर्निंग 9 o'clock आप अपने लैपटॉप से चिपके हुए हैं, लाइक चिपको मूवमेंट। तो हम लोग एकेडमिक चिपको मूवमेंट शुरू किए हैं. You deserve now break, and in fact without any break, we are sitting continuously from 9 o'clock in the morning. I take this opportunity to thank Dr.
थैंक यू
Nadeem,
सर.
Mohammad
आप
Nadeem
बांध के
Dept.
रखते हैं सर, आप बांध के रखते हैं सर, कहीं किसी को जाने नहीं देते सर. इतना जब आपका अंदाज इतना बढ़िया है सर कि वो कहीं किसी को हटने नहीं देता.
बीजापुर सर, आप में स्टेमिना हम लोगों से ज्यादा है.
आपका अंदाज
आपसे
गजब
प्रेरणा
का है सर.
प्रेरणा लेना चाहिए हम लोगों को सर आपसे.
आपका
हाँ.
अंदाज का अंदाज देते हैं सर. गजब का अंदाज है सर.
चलिए, I am happy.
अभी तक बैठे हुए
समझाने का तरीका भी सर,
भी नहीं गए थोड़ा भी.
और बोलने का भी तरीका सर,
आप
और
तो सर
एकदम
टारगेट
कूल
हो गए हम
माइंड से
लोग.
रहते हैं सर.
ये आता है प्रैक्टिस से, एक्सपीरियंस से एंड वाइड रीडिंग से. वाइड
जी, जी.
रीडिंग and not confining to your own discipline. I read on books on anthropology, sociology, economics, history, philosophy, religion, all kinds of subjects I read. तभी आपका वास्ट नॉलेज होगा. अगर आप सिर्फ अपने डिसिप्लिन से के आगे, उसके आगे नहीं जा रहे हैं, तो फिर आप एक कुएं में रह रहे हैं. आप यू आर इन ए वेल.
जी जी.
आप अपना सब्जेक्ट तो जानते होंगे, दूसरा सब्जेक्ट पे भी कमेंट करना चाहिए ना.
जी जी सर. थैंक यू सर.
So friends, I am very happy that all of you are enjoying my company.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
much sir.
Thank
तो
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सर, बहुत शुक्रिया. टेस्ट हो गया सर.
you, sir.
सर टेस्ट हो गया सर.
Thank you, sir.
टेस्ट मेरे ख्याल में सब लोग अच्छा किए होंगे. I hope everybody has done
जी
well.
सर, 20 of the 20.
एक गलत हो गया सर.
जानबूझ के अच्छे सवाल,
गलत
आसान
हो गया.
सवाल रखे थे. एक गलत हो जाए कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन हमने कहा ना कि भाई पास तो सब हो जाएंगे, फेल होने के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी.
बहुत सर, ये तो बहुत अच्छा है. सवाल बहुत अच्छे थे, इजी थे और कंसेप्चुअल थे.
अच्छा.
हाँ सर,
एक दो
अच्छा हुआ सर.
टोटल सारे क्लास से रिलेटेड थे.
आपका सही था.
जी जी.
ऑप्शन चूज हो गया, वो जल्दबाजी थोड़ा ये हो गया आगे पीछे.
अरे भाई, जिनका अभी शफी जमा साहब ने कहा कि ये गलत हो गया, गलत हो जाना बहुत सही है. एक तो कम से कम एक तो सवाल का जवाब गलत होनी चाहिए. जो कहावत है ना, टू एरर इज ह्यूमन. वो भी आप इंसान रहे. शफी जमा साहब हैज रिमेन्ड ह्यूमन. टू एरर इज ह्यूमन.
गूगल 2 मिनट रुक जाते तो वो भी सही हो जाता.
अच्छा, ओके.
थैंक यू सर.
कल सुबह 9 बजे फिर भेंट होगी.
इंशाल्लाह.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ओके माय फ्रेंड्स.
Thank you, sir.
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 थैंक यू सर.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.